Let's start from number 1, the Antikythera mechanism. It's 1901. A group of Greek sponge divers are working a shipwreck off the coast of the island of Antikythera. The ship went down around 65 BC, and down there, among the corroded statues and broken pottery, they find a lump of bronze. Nobody thinks twice about it. It gets boxed up with everything else and sits in a museum for months. Then, someone notices the lump has cracked open, and inside are gears, bronze gears, dozens of them, interlocking, precision cut. Inside, a 2,000-year-old object. What they'd found was essentially an analog computer, at least 30 bronze gears, arranged in a system that could predict solar and lunar eclipses, track the 5 known planets, calculate the dates of the Olympic Games, and model the moon's irregular orbit, which, by the way, doesn't move at a constant speed. Modeling that requires genuinely advanced mathematics. Scientists have spent over a century on this X-rays, CT scans, full 3D modeling. We know mostly what it does. We mostly know how it works. What we still can't fully wrap our heads around is the precision of it, the gear-cutting tolerance, the sheer ambition of fitting a working model of the cosmos into a box the size of a shoebox. And here's the detail that should bother you. This was found in a shipwreck, meaning it was cargo, being shipped somewhere, like it was routine, which means this wasn't a one-off miracle some genius built once and hid away. How many more of these were being shipped around the Mediterranean? How many are sitting on the seafloor right now? Number 2, Greek fire, it's 672 AD. A massive Arab fleet is closing in on Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, the richest city in the Mediterranean world. The Byzantines are outnumbered. By every normal calculation, this should be over quickly. Then the Byzantine ships sail out and unleash something nobody on the other side has ever seen. Liquid fire, sprayed from tubes mounted on the bows of their ships like a flamethrower, except it's the 7th century. And unlike normal fire, this stuff doesn't go out on water. It burns on the water. Sailors who jump overboard to escape it get followed into the sea by flames that keep burning. The Arab fleet is shredded. This is Greek fire. And here's the thing. Nobody knows what it was made of. The formula was the most closely guarded state secret in Byzantine history. Number 3, the Iron Pillar of Delhi. Now we go to India, to a courtyard in Delhi, where there's a solid iron pillar that's been standing outdoors for roughly 600 years. Read that again. Outdoors, iron. You know what happens to iron left outside. Your tools rust. Your car rusts. A piece of solid iron, exposed to monsoon season after monsoon season for 16 centuries, should be a heap of orange dust by now. It isn't. The Iron Pillar of Delhi, built around 400 AD under the Gupta Empire, shows almost no corrosion. Just a thin surface layer, and that's it. 1,600 years of Indian weather, and it still looks like it could hold up a roof. When metallurgists finally got proper access to study it, they found the iron has unusually high phosphorus content, and almost none of the impurities sulfur, manganese that normally make iron corrode fast. That phosphorus reacts with moisture on the surface and forms its own protective layer. Here's what makes this insane. The smiths who made this weren't running lab analyses. They didn't know what phosphorus was. What they almost certainly knew through generations of trial and error was which ore, smelted which way, gave iron that didn't rust. Number 4, Damascus steel. The legends around these swords sound made up, cutting through European blades like they were tin, slicing a falling silk scarf clean in half, just from the fabric's own weight hitting the edge. And on the surface of the steel, these swirling patterns, like flowing water, not decoration, a signature of something happening inside the metal. Fast forward to 2006. A team in Germany puts genuine Damascus steel fragments under an electron microscope and finds carbon nanotubes, cylindrical carbon structures at the molecular level, among the strongest materials known to science. We discovered carbon nanotubes in 1991. Medieval blacksmiths were forging them into swords 800 years earlier. Nobody knows exactly how. The technique died out around 1750, when the specific ore source either ran dry or trade routes shifted. Smiths have been trying to recreate true Damascus steel ever since. Number 5, Roman concrete. The Pantheon in Rome was built in 125 AD. It has the largest unreinforced concrete dome on Earth. It's been standing for nearly 2,000 years, through earthquakes, floods, empires rising and collapsing, and it's still there. Meanwhile, modern concrete, the stuff in your highways and parking structures, starts crumbling after about 50 years. For centuries, nobody could explain why. The basic recipe was known: volcanic ash, lime, seawater, but nobody could explain why it got stronger over time instead of weaker. Then, in 2023, a team including researchers at MIT cracked part of it. Roman concrete contains small white chunks called limeclasts for centuries. Number 6, the Baghdad Battery around 250 BC. In what's now Iraq, someone made a series of small clay jars, each one fitted with a copper cylinder and an iron rod inside. When modern researchers built replicas and filled them with vinegar or grape juice, the jars produced about 1.1 volts. That's a working electrochemical cell. 1800 years before Alessandro Volta gets credit for inventing the battery. Number 7, the Lycurgus cup, a Roman glass cup from the 4th century AD. And it does something that, by all normal rules of glass, it shouldn't do. Hold it up and light it from the front, it's green. Light it from behind, it turns blood red. Same cup, same glass. Completely different color depending on where the light's coming from. For centuries, this was just, weird Roman glass. Then, scientists actually analyzed the material and found gold and silver nanoparticles, each about 50 nanometers across, embedded throughout the glass. The color-shifting effect comes from how light interacts with metal particles at that scale of phenomenon we didn't actually understand until the 20th century. Whether the Romans knew why it worked is still debated. Number 8, the walls of Sacsayhuam, high in the Andes. Above Cusco, Peru, the Inca built a fortress out of limestone blocks weighing up to 130 tons each. Not stacked, fitted, so precisely that you cannot slide a sheet of paper into the gaps between them. No mortar, no cement, just stone, cut to interlock with the stone next to it, like the world's heaviest jigsaw puzzle. And this fortress has survived over 500 years of earthquakes in one of the most seismically violent regions on the planet. Buildings constructed with modern techniques nearby have come down in quakes that this wall just absorbed. We don't have a solid explanation for how blocks this size were cut with this precision using the tools the Inca are known to have had. Number 9. The Voynich manuscript. This one's different. It's not a machine, or a metal, or a building. It's a book, and it might be the strangest item on this entire list. Sometime in the early 1400s, someone wrote 240 pages in a language nobody has ever identified. Not, we haven't translated it yet, nobody knows what language it is. The pages are full of illustrations of plants that don't match any known species, astronomical diagrams, and for reasons nobody has ever explained, drawings of women bathing in green pools connected by elaborate plumbing. Every serious codebreaker who's taken a shot at this has failed. World War II cryptographers, the NSA, modern AI language models, all of them. Here's what keeps people obsessed with it. The text isn't random. It has the statistical structure of a real language, consistent letter frequencies, word length patterns, the kind of internal logic gibberish doesn't have. Whoever wrote this almost certainly believed they were writing something meaningful. It sits in Yale's library right now. So there it is. Ancient technologies that either we can't fully explain, can't fully replicate, or both.